For a very short video this week, I wanted to talk about why Oliver Anthony isn't political. By the way, before I jump into it, I've seriously been getting hammered on YouTube. They are not distributing my video. It's really bad. So if you like what I do at all, would like to give me more of a shot, whatever, please consider liking, subscribing, sharing the videos, maybe checking out the Rumble channel as well. It's been really bad. So if you don't mind to do that, I really appreciate it. Let me know what you think of the video and that down in the comments below. Oliver Anthony's gotten widespread fame after his song Men North of Richmond had a stellar skyrocket to the top of the charts. He's rejected all the offers of big music deals, and he has had limited appearance in the public sphere on shows or podcasts or anything like that, although he has had a little bit of exposure, including notably on the Joe Rogan podcast. However, he's also made increasingly clear that he's not very political. He's not wanting to support Democrats or Republicans and spreads a message of individuals caring about individuals and neighbors caring about neighbors. So the question is well, what's his thing? He's not in it for the money. He's not in it for politics. He's kind of showed up, does some stuff, and he's content with that. However, what complicates this even more is his breakout song, Men North of Richmond, appears to be overtly political, from referencing extremely high taxes and the increasingly ridiculous cost of living, to the Epstein Island controversy, to the extreme abuse of welfare in the country. He appears to be leaning, well, frankly, heavily into a quote-unquote Republican narrative. But the key to understanding this situation where he's not in it for the money, he's not in it for the fame, he says he's not in it for the politics, but seems to have a very political message is, I believe the key to understand is in the false Republican-Democrat dichotomy, so to speak. For a lot of people, that is politics. Politics is only the system that currently exists. So if you're talking about politics, then you're talking about Republicans and Democrats. So while he's not political, quote unquote, he's talking about and wanting change of things that are innately political. But the problem is when you view that through the lens of the current system and how it can't and won't fix those issues, then it's all of a sudden not political because of the current pop culture understanding or definition of politics. And for Oliver Anthony, he doesn't want anything to do with that. So he's not quote unquote political because he's not interested in the political system that won't fix it. So it really comes down, in a sense, to definition and understanding of what politics is. So what I would lean into is the reason he's not political is because he rejects the system. And so he focuses on things like people caring about people. He focuses on things like religion and God and those sorts of things. But he actually is political in a more general sense. He's not, quote unquote, conventionally political. He believes, like many, and an increasing number of people as well, including myself, that productive change comes through individual action, looking back to God, and so on, not through the thoroughly corrupt and manipulated false dichotomy of the currently in power system of Republicans and Democrats, of Washington, quote unquote, that sort of thing. The solution is not in, quote unquote, politics. We're kind of getting loose with definitions here. See, I would define politics. I think it's important to define politics as just the policy of everyday life, the way government affects your life and my life. But the solution to our current political issues and how Oliver Anthony cannot be, quote unquote, political while being, for what many people would call overtly political, is rejecting the current pop culture definition and understanding of politics. Rejecting the narrative of the false dichotomy that's been pushed upon us, right? Well, if you want to be in politics, then you have to go to Washington, Republicans and Democrats, and that's the only way you can fix anything. You have to reject that. So that's where the solution is, and have to rephrase and rethink our understanding of politics to be including and primarily dependent on individual action, truth, morality, individual responsibility, those sorts of things. And that's the foundation of politics that will bring real solutions to real problems. That's the foundation of quote unquote politics in a general sense that motivated our founding fathers to do what they did. And that is completely and totally different from the pop culture, so to speak, understanding of politics today. That's what I believe that Oliver Anthony, whether he realizes it or not, is rejecting and what he is moving towards. So he says or believes that he's not political, while he's really just not political in the conventional sense as Washington and the media and so on puts it. Hope that you found this episode helpful. I hope that you found it interesting. Again, please share, like, subscribe, comment down below what you think. All those things help. I've been, again, just throttled extremely badly on YouTube. Don't forget the Rumble channel as well. Don't forget about the social media that the Kentuckian has, and if you'd like to support me in a more personal way, my Patreon is also linked down in the description below. And remember, friends, as long as you and I are doing what's right, we make a real difference in this old world. Been Ryan Dalton of the Kentuckian, signing off.